All right, let's get into it. You know how we do. Nas is back. Esco season. Whatever you want to call it. Nas is back with the third installment of the King's Disease Now trilogy. We also had Magic mixed in there in between. Now, I hadn't heard, the only Nas album before KD1 in between Life is Good, which I think was Nas's last great album. Then you had Nasir in the middle, which I stuck with, like a lot of people didn't, because I wasn't really feeling it like that at first. But then it grew on me, and I grew to like Nasir. But it's still low on the level of Nas albums. But as I listened to it more, it grew on me to be a decent album. But still, it had been some time between that and KD2. 2 years went by. We was in the middle of the pandemic, so it seemed like a lot of time. And so I'm like, damn, it's really been like 8 years since Nas really gave me a banging album with Life is Good. And then KD1 came, and KD1 grabbed me immediately. I was like, oh, okay, this is what mid-40s hip-hop Nas sounds like. It's something I couldn't fathom. 20 years ago, he was a legend to me. And here we are 20 years later, and he's still making albums. So KD1 really grabbed me. I loved it. KD2 is my favorite so far out of all the albums some of Hitboy did. KD2 immediately grabbed me. I was going crazy. Like, yes, I knew the first time I heard that album, that was one of my top 5 Nas albums automatically. Magic was dope. I like Magic. It was more like an EP to me because it was shorter. But I really like Magic. And Magic was exactly what Nas said it was. It was something to feed the buzz. It literally was like a great appetite. It was like the cheese biscuits at at Red Lobster. It was like a great appetizer for to hold you to the main course, which was KD3 now. Now, I will admit, it's been a lot of new music lately. I'm still listening to West Side Gun, Peace Fly Guy that came out over the summer. Then Freddie Gibbs put out an album I was still listening to. And then West Side put out another album, 10, which came out a couple weeks ago that I still been banging and digesting. So it took me a little bit. I got into KD3 a little bit slower than I normally would because I was still digesting so much new music. And maybe that also affected me because initially I was like, yeah, it's good project. But I was like, definitely not the impact on me initially like the other KDs and even Magic had. But I'm somebody that really needs to sit with the album. Truthfully, I couldn't give a real album review till a year goes past. But I know we live in a society now where everything moves fast and we ain't got time to be sitting through waiting a year later for another album review because so much has happened in the world online and everything since then. So I'm going to do the best one I can do in such a short time. So immediately the first track that really caught my attention was Legit. I love the Eddie Kane sample, 5 Heartbeats, and I just love, even with West Side Gun, I just love rapping over them soulful beats. That's just, MF Doom, that type, Rocky Marciano, like that type of, for whatever it is, that style, you know what I mean? So that caught me with him rapping over the Eddie Kane beat. I don't think I heard no rappers sample that yet. The next thing that caught me was Done. And of course the line everybody talking about Done, dissecting bars from Takeover. Sometimes I text over and say, nigga, this ain't over, laughing. That was another one that made me go, oh, because that little Nas J beef, I still think brewing underneath. They act like they chummy, but them two dudes, I think, still want to go at it. And I think Nas definitely like, yo, you keep, every time I put out something, a new album, you putting out something now. So what you know what I mean? So they passively, aggressively tapping each other. Next one, another one that caught me was Get Light, which I got on the screen right now. I like the horns. I like the vibe. It's like a chill, like it remind me of something like a chill little club. Some OG, like, do your two-step too. Another one, Hood to Hood, actually reminds me of Will Smith's song Miami for some reason. Like the flavor to it got like that tropical feel to it. I feel like Nas got the pink suit on when he recorded that, like he did in the Stream Dreams video. I like that. Don't Shoot, I just like the message in it. I like the slow beat. I like the way he rapped over Don't Shoot. The bonus track, I'm forgetting the name of it right now. I like the bonus track. I think it was a good way to end the album. And it kind of reminded me of what he did on KD1 with Kalo K. You know what I mean? Overall, I like the project. Reminisce is another dope one with the Lil Mary J. Blige sample. Also one of my favorite songs anyways, Reminisce. So it just all works together. Nas delivers as usual. Nas always got bars. More importantly, Nas always got bars about real life shit that's going on. Which, I like West Side Gun and them. They don't rap about no real life stuff. It's all drug and street talk. that sounds dope to me, but it's just something extra special when you can make it sound dope and it got some type of, you know, real messages to it, which is Nas is the greatest of all time to me at doing that. Overall, dope project, solid project. I'm still sitting with it. I think I'm gonna do another review of it, follow up in like a month. It gotta Nas uses a lot of words, and Nas album take a while for me because Nas albums to me get so much better once I learn it. I learn the lyrics to it's amazing how many songs, thousands and thousands of songs I know the lyrics to by heart for years and years now, that you remember that, but then some other stuff you forget where you put your keys at. But Nas, to me, albums get better the more you learn the lyrics and you can recite them and you know what he's saying and you catching everything, and it take a while because he says so much. You know what I mean? Which is a great thing. So we'll keep digesting it. So far, a solid project. He hasn't disappointed yet with the King's Disease trilogy, man. This is, to me, hands down, no debating, undebatable, one of the greatest hip-hop trilogies of all time. And they even gave us a bonus because they gave us Magic. You know what I mean? But I hope this is the last King's Disease. You know why? I kind of wanted, I feel like they could do 3 more. I ain't even gonna lie. I feel like they got 3 more of these in them. But I also, like, I don't even want to risk, like, a KD4. And I'm like, oh, if I, you know what I mean? The slipper finally came over. Like, y'all, these 4 albums have given us so much. I almost want to tell Nas, like, 20 years ago, you had enough music for me. And you still giving me more. All right, so leave a comment, leave a message. Let me know what you think. KD3, where do you rank it in the KD3 trilogy? Also with Magic in there. Yeah, Nas, get light. Peace.